Cool. So first of all, your offer, you do A-level math, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So A-level. Math. What's the current revenue?
For that program specifically.
What other programs do you have?
Okay, so we essentially split down the middle. So we have like private programs, which is the A-level maths. And I also get like referrals from like partnerships with schools and stuff like that as well.
Okay, okay. What does that look like?
So it's random. So they could essentially be like to me, okay, Kyra, like I need you to tutor a student for like 4 hours a week or 5 hours a week, but it's kind of scattered in terms of when the referrals kind of like come through.
Okay. But is that still A-level math or is that something different?
It's different. It's different.
What do you teach there?
So we teach them kind of like, about probably like GCSE, pre-GCSE maths, but it's essentially just to get them to the stage where they can do their, GCSE maths really.
Okay, what's the revenue split then? Is it 80% this or is it 50-50 or what?
It's probably looking like 60-40 at the moment.
60-40, 60% A-level.
Yeah.
60% A-level. Okay. I mean, do you have any influence on the other part or is that kind of just like, you get some and then it's free money, but there's not much you can do there?
Yeah, I don't really get influenced with that, which is obviously why I want to lock down on the A-level maths because it's predictable.
Yeah. Okay, so then let's focus on this. What's the revenue just from A-level maths?
Okay, just on A-level maths, we're doing 6,850.
Okay, so yeah, A-level maths, 7K. 7K. Cool. What's the goal with this? How much you want to get to? Like 3 to 6 months?
From 7K, I'd know if you want to be at least like 25K. I'm happy with at minimum.
Okay, 25K goal. Cool. And yeah, I mean, we just got to look at the numbers. What's the AOV?
AOV, well, for March is 1,750.
1,750. Okay. Show rates?
Hold on.
For March?
For March only, 38%.
38. But that's counting calls that are booked in the future, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
So let's do like what, 45% roughly?
Yeah, you could. Yeah. First call show rate's looking at 38%.
45, right? Or less?
I'd probably go about 40% with that.
40%?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Cool. Well, that's immediately a problem. The AOV is good.
Yeah.
Show rate 40% is not ideal.
Yeah.
How many reschedules do you have? Is it a reschedule problem or did you just not show up at all?
So the transition from we get the lead, I'm getting them onto a book call, I think is, well, from my perspective, a problem. I think from the lead to get them on a book call is a problem, and then once they've got the call, the show rate is obviously a problem there as well.
Okay, so leads. What's the leads to call?
44%.
That's good though.
Decent.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Because you have a lead form, right?
Yeah.
On Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, if you're doing lead form and then landing page with a VSL and then they can book, 44% is really, really good.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Close rate?
33%.
Okay, that's fine. 33%. Okay, that makes sense. And then cost per lead and cost per call?
Cost per lead, we're looking at £21.98.
29, right?
£21.98.
21. And then cost per call?
Cost per book calls £49.45, so like 50.
50. Okay. Okay, that's kind of on the high side, but it's not that bad. Yeah, it's really like show rate's the biggest issue right now. AOV is pretty good. Close rate's really good. This is okay-ish. It's not a big problem, but it could be better. But yeah, show rates is a big problem. What are you doing on the show rates? You have a setter? Is he working?
We have a setter. I don't think he's working as hard as he could be. With that, he's not really following up when need be. The reminder calls, I don't think he's doing that as much as he should be as well, really.
Okay. Well, there's two problems. One, if he's not doing it, that's a problem in itself. And then two, in your language, you don't think he's doing it, but you don't know. Okay. So it's a twofold problem. Okay. Yeah. Like even for us, every single time we see a show rate like this, 80% of the time it's the setter.
Oh, yeah.
80% of the time.
Okay.
Okay, when you say you don't think he's doing it, like what do you actually know for a fact?
Okay, I know every single day when I'm looking at the calls coming in, I'm double checking the notes to see to prepare myself essentially for those. Some of them are there, some of them are missing. I'll look on the conversation to see if he's called them, and there won't be a call, so I'll be like, "Have you checked with X, Y, Z?" And then he would call them. But it would always take for me to ask him to do so before it gets done.
Okay. So he doesn't do reminder confirmation calls.
He does the if the lead hasn't booked the call, he'll call to get information. If they book themselves, he will call to try and get information. But if they don't pick up, then obviously I don't have information going in. So I think there is kind of like a balance of they're not picking up, and he's not calling as much. Like he's not calling as much. I feel like he should.
Okay. Well, I mean, off the top of your head, like how many booked calls that self-book don't get called by the setter?
I'd probably say about 40%, like 30 to 40%.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Like,
okay.
Yeah, but in terms of he might call them, but in terms of am I seeing the information, it's about 30 to 40%.
Okay. Have you talked to him about this?
Yeah, I spoke to him multiple times.
What happened?
He's kind of like, yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
It's like he's all talk, no kind of like
all talk, no. Yeah. Okay.
like,
no walk.
Yeah, literally.
Okay. Do you have a priority list for your setter?
In terms of what do you mean?
In terms of what's highest priority?
Yeah, so you have the daily kind of like setters like workflow.
Yeah.
So he follows that, and in terms of what I would essentially need is obviously leads, call the leads first, the new leads coming in first, confirmation calls, reminder calls, and then kind of like the no shows.
I would switch that. I would do confirmation reminder calls above new leads.
Okay.
Because they're hotter. Like a booked call is just a lead that also booked a call.
Okay.
And we're all the way, we're like 80% there. They just need to show up now.
Okay.
So I would actually put that top priority. So confirmation reminder calls top priority.
Yeah.
Right after that, once he's done all these, then new leads.
Okay.
And then follow up and everything else. That's the first thing. But the second thing, I would get rid of the setter. Like how long has this been going on for?
Probably the first month I thought we was trying to get used to it. So probably since Jan. December, Jan, but December was obviously a slow month naturally. So December, for the last 3 months, basically.
Yeah, we just gotta fire the guy and get a new one.
Yeah, I probably agree.
Yeah, no, that's for first thing, fire the setter. Fire DSDR. Yeah. Yeah, we just gotta get a new guy, and that's actually gonna call him. That's literally it.
Yeah.
And every 80% of the time this happens, it's the setter.
Yeah.
So you just have to get rid of him and get a new one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first thing. What's ROAS?
On cash collected or just rev?
Revenue.
4.42.
4.4. Okay, it's not horrible, but it's not great. If we get this up to 80, which we could do. Now, getting a killer setter probably won't get it to 80 on its own. We can get it to 60 probably.
Yeah.
But then if you also start doing, are you contacting the leads? He's just doing reminder calls, right? He's just calling them, that's it. No text messages, no WhatsApp, nothing?
No, not WhatsApp. We haven't done no WhatsApp.
Okay. I would, not right now, but after you have a setter that's actually doing better, I would start doing WhatsApp.
Okay.
Just to test it.
Okay.
So after we have a new setter, it's WhatsApp confirmations. So this is just text. And you can also call them on WhatsApp, to be fair.
Okay.
Yeah, because if we can get this to 80, which is it's a bit optimistic, but if we can, then the ROAS is 9x.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's this is it.
Yeah.
Close rate is pretty good. Cost per lead, cost per book call. What's CAC?
3,900. About 400.
400.
Yeah, roughly.
400.
If I'm looking at the right thing.
Okay. 400. Yeah. Okay, 400 times 4 by 4. Yes. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. I mean, everything else looks good, but the costs have been rising, though, right? You had it cheaper in February.
Yeah, definitely. In Jan, definitely, because I turned ads off in Feb. But Jan definitely was way cheaper.
Are you running one ad set, or how many are you running?
We've got one ad set, the AI ads.
How many creatives you have there?
I think there's 2.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Okay, so we need more.
We just need more. Yeah, we just need more.
Okay.
That's really it.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I would do, I would first get the setter sorted, to be fair, because this is still fine.
Okay.
This is not like in the red. This is in the red. This is a big problem. Right after this, I would start trying to get the gospel book call out.
Okay.
That's literally just getting new creatives.
Yeah.
You don't want to do hook tests anymore?
I don't. I'm on anything, like whatever essentially we can to get that number down.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that you don't want to do hook tests anymore.
Oh, okay.
You want to do like creative should be like a whole different script. So from A to Z, completely different.
Okay.
And then just get like literally just more. Like you can use the same structure, the similar pain points. You can test out some new pain points, but just more volume.
Okay.
And then you'll see what works. It's just testing.
Okay.
You have something that's kind of working, so it's probably best to just do variations and just change it slightly, but change the whole script slightly.
Okay.
Yeah, that is literally it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Close rate. Okay, that's fine. Because if we can get that to, like I said, that to 80 and this to like 40 or 30, that's above 10x.
Yeah.
What's profit margin?
That is, we need to go to that. That's an issue. So for me, we do one-on-ones. So for me, I probably take about 30% out of that.
Oh, that's not good.
At all.
Okay. 30%. Well, then your tutors are quite expensive, aren't they?
No, I think it's so. I essentially probably put about 45% aside for staff, and then I take 30% and I put everything back into the rest back into the business.
Well, okay, that's not a profit margin then.
Okay.
That's just how you segment it.
Okay,
that's different. Okay.
So it's 50. Okay, it's probably 50%.
So 50% goes to the tutors.
50. Yeah, about 40. Realistically, 40% goes to the tutors.
40% goes to tutors.
Yeah. But I add an extra 10% just for buffer and just margin.
Well, yeah, that's for like ad spend and setter and other stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, 60%. That's not bad. 60% is not bad. 60% profit margin.
Yeah. My only issue is now I think we're the constraint from that end is time. So our schedule is kind of mad. So I think instead of going for the one-to-ones, we need to change them to like that group, small group.
So wait, you are running out of time yourself?
No, every single time. Like for example, a tutor could probably take on around 10 hours per week or 15 hours per week. And then
why not more?
It's just the tutors I'm dealing with really.
I mean, do they have like jobs?
Some of them are uni students. Some of them do have other jobs and stuff like that. But it's all about timings as well, really. On our calendar. Like a lot of the students want like between 6 to 8 p.m. So that timing is just ransacked.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Have you ever tried a cell group?
No. Yeah, but my issue is when they come in, like I might get 5 students, but they're all at different like levels. So like, how do I don't want to put all of them in the same group when they're at different kind of like levels. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, like, how big of an issue is the time constraint right now in the one-to-ones? Because it's like, it could be kind of annoying and you having to source tutors, but it's like, if it's not a big issue, then you don't want to focus on it right now.
Yeah, I think this is my first focus, and then I think once this is all sorted, then the group starts to increase profit margins will probably be my next next task really, because the year 13, so they've got their exams in 3 months. So I'd want to probably just stick with them for the one-to-ones, and as the year 12s come in, get them on that group or hybrid.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. And then you said the issue is going to be grouping the kids?
Grouping kids, because they're going to have I have a mixture of year 13 and year 12, which I can't pair. So I think once year 13s go through, then all I'll be focused on is the year 12s anyway. So once that gets sorted essentially around June time, then I think the group model makes sense, because I will only really be getting year 12 students. So it's easier to group that way.
Okay. I mean, do you anticipate any issues into doing the groups?
I don't think so. If these numbers go up, so if I get more leads and closes, I think that won't be an issue. When obviously I don't get as much, then it's hard to group them. I think so. I think this is definitely the main problem.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, because like it's not that difficult to sell groups, to be fair. Like people don't care that much, especially when you have a guarantee and an outcome. And there's also some like actual benefits to like small groups where like kids compete. It's just a competitive environment. Kids want to push themselves.
Yeah.
And there's also like a benefit of other kids asking questions.
No, 100%.
And then, your kid didn't even know they struggled with that.
Yeah.
And then somebody else asked it and like, oh, okay, I didn't even know that was a problem. I was like, yeah, now I understand.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of benefits that are like actually like tangible you can present to parents.
100%.
And if it's like small groups, like 3 to 5, and you also have like WhatsApp support on top of it, you've got like assignments, you got homework help.
Yeah.
That's 1-to-1, right? Graded like homework, whatever.
Yeah.
Then it's fine.
Yeah, 100%.
There shouldn't be any like sales issue.
No, I don't think so.
And you can actually, I'm pretty sure, yeah, you can keep the price the same.
Really, do you think?
Yeah.
And
I would start out, see what happens.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I mean, we have one guy who does A-level chemistry.
Yeah.
Who switched to group, and I think literally the same day we told him to switch to group, he got a sale for the group.
Oh, wow. Same price?
Same price, yeah.
Wow.
To be fair, his price was lower than yours,
Okay.
but it was, already lower, so
Okay.
Should be fine, though. Should be fine. You just have to be, tight on the sales process.
Okay. Cool.
As long as you do a good job on the sales process, there shouldn't be a problem, especially if it's smaller groups.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that is pretty much it. We need to focus on the show rates. That's the biggest thing. So fire the setter.
Yeah.
Once you have a new guy in, once he's consistent, you should see, first of all, you should see a lift in the show rates.
Okay.
Even if you don't, after like 2-3 weeks of the new guy coming in, if he's doing good, if you don't need to replace the new guy, start doing WhatsApp confirmations as well. So like texts and potentially even calls on WhatsApp.
Okay.
A lot of people in the UK have WhatsApp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be big.
Cool.
And then, then just start working on new creatives.
Okay.
Just test more.
Okay, cool. Gotcha.
That's pretty much it.
That will get me to the 25K we're looking for, essentially, if we push it.
Well, if we get this to like, probably not 80, but we can get it to 70, so that's almost a 2x, so that get us to like a 9x ROAS.
Yeah.
This on its own. If we push this down to like 30, that probably get us from like a 9x to like a 13, 14x.
Yeah.
I mean, how much are you spending on ads?
£40 a day.
That's 1,200. 1,200 times 14. What's 1,200 times 14? Let me see. 1,200 times 14. That is £17,000. So we're almost there, and you just gotta up to spend a little bit, and 25.
Okay.
Yeah, that is literally that simple.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right, yeah. And when the numbers are broken down like that makes sense now.
Yeah.
In terms of what needs to be done, to be fair.
Yeah. You got any questions?
Nah, I think I'm just ready to go, to be honest. I try to figure out what needs to be done and just double down on that, really.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Awesome.